Okay, well there you have it. Great song there from the Devil's Spine Band. And that song is called The Devil's Own Brigade. And we have on the line the two people that are involved with that band is Honor Heffernan and Trevor Knight. You're most welcome.
Good morning, Jeff.
Now, there's somebody on the line, or you're on the line, Honor. Is Trevor?
Trevor cut himself off, so he was trying to ring back.
Well, does he want us to call him back?
Yes, please.
Okay. Derek, can you ring that number again? Trevor's number.
Anyway, it was lovely hearing you play that.
Yeah, no, it's great. And I've got a lot of young people here today with me. I'm of a certain age, Honor, that maybe we're not too far apart in age. But anyway,
no,
we won't give our ages away. But we've a lot of young people here and they were bopping away to that behind the desk.
Oh, brilliant.
So anyway, a lot of history, because I was kind of going to do a little bit of reading here, as in like the blurb is a travel on a unique, uplifting musical journey with some of Ireland's finest musicians as the Devil's Spine Band takes its lead from Oscar Wilde's 1882 trip to Leadville, Colorado.
That's right.
Exploring all things cowboy and Wild-West, as opposed to the Wild West. Anyway, so how did this show come about, and obviously the people involved?
This is Trevor's baby, really. He started this over, it must be 20 years ago. This was a huge production when it started out. His phone is ringing now. He'll be back on the line. He can probably fill in better. But he had Buto dancers. There was Orwin Foire. Alice Marr was the designer. Then he had two Japanese Buto dancers. And Noel Bridgman, Garvin Gallagher, Ed Deane and himself were the band. It was the most fantastic production. There was one production they did in the project where they fed the audience in the middle of the show. I know, it was incredible. I remember meeting Richard Boyd Barrett and he said he was at one of them. He got dinner.
Did it actually stop him talking? He was
probably.
He was silent. I think we've got Trevor back on the line.
You have Trevor there, yeah.
Are you there, Trevor?
I am indeed. I'm here. I'm just actually with the echoes and everything.
That's okay. Oh, sure. Look, you're a musician and a sound designer and a director. Like, why wouldn't you have echo or whatever?
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, thanks for having us on.
No. This is great because this is what we do here. We're obviously a local station and we've got very close connections with Draíocht, so anytime that we can, in terms of people coming through, like, we always love to talk to them, and talk about the work they do, like, and obviously with the show that they'll be putting on over there, which will be on the 20th of March. But we're just saying...
It's the 15th, Jeff, I think.
Is it the 15th? Jeez, I'll have to check that now. Hold on there, because I'm looking at my blurbs here. Just give me a minute. Anyway, okay, well,
March the 13th.
March the 13th?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Well, I'll get that right first. March 13th. Now, but like I said, that's what we do in terms of, promoting, like, as people come through. But I was just saying to Honor there, Trevor, amazing the two, like, between Honor's background, the jazz, and then yourself and Otto Dauphin, like, you've kind of come a long road on the musical road. A long way.
We have, yeah. And, this is, I suppose, a very delightful collision of the two. And I suppose you can hear and I actually started off playing one of the first bands I was in. It was called Naima, playing jazz rock. So some people say they can still hear those sort of influences, as well as all the cowboy and the Weimar kind of, Kurt Weill kind of influences. So the music, it does go, has a wide range of sources, and it took me nearly 10 years to get the album completed. The show had a long history. We started out in Galway in the festival there, and but it's a kind of ended up as a band performance, where it was more like a totally theatrical performance with Buto dancers, and sculptures and all this,
Right, so but obviously now be looking at the videos, like, and I know you're on tour at the moment, like, you've actually kind of scaled it down a bit just to the musicians.
Exactly, just to the musicians. So the music is kind of just taking the precedence over, but there's still plenty of the theatrical elements left, and Honor brings a great vibe to that end of things,
And the Oscar Wilde American trip, I mean, how did that inspire? And of course, I know, like, again, his poetry and what the storytelling, you've incorporated that into the actual show.
Yeah, the track that you just played there, that's actually from the Ballad of Reading Jail, you know.
Oh, right, okay.
It's about, you know, when written while he was incarcerated there, you know. But I was kind of by accident. I was over doing a play in Colorado with a friend, Donald O'Kelly, a one-man show called Catalpa, and we happened to get a trip. We were going to loan him a car, went up to Leadville, which is the highest post office, one of the highest towns in the Rockies. And I saw this plaque on the wall saying Oscar Wilde had been here in the Tabor Theatre. And that piqued my interest. I said, how did Oscar Wilde get here? Because it took us planes and trains and God knows what. Yeah. And sure enough, he had a lecture tour in the 1880s, early 1880s. And Leadville was on the map. It was the wealthiest mining town. So all that sort of the idea of, you know, the Gothic and the Oscar Wilde flamboyance, banging into cowboys, Indians, miners. So that's, and then there's another song we do called The Harlot's House, which actually sort of fits in with the aesthetic of the whole thing, you know. So I'm using his poetry, and we sometimes had used some of his prose. Even back then, we used a letter that he had written about his time in America. So all of that sort of feeds into the overall feel of the night, you know.
Yeah,
it's like being in a Tarantino movie.
Without the guns, I hope.
Without the guns, yeah. Or like David Lynch.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of people have described it like that. I mean, the music is spectacular, I have to say. I mean, I know.
No, and it's very colourful, I have to say. Yeah. I love the costumes. Everyone is dressed up.
Annie Oakley was my Calamity Jane, I should say, was my hero as a child. So I'm living my Calamity Jane through this character.
Well, that's what it's all about, is to get out there. Yeah. But it is a kind of when you say it, like more like a cabaret type show, is it? It kind of comes across that way.
I wouldn't say cabaret, no. I mean, because the music is definitely not cabaret.
Yeah.
But it's a bit theatrical. But it evokes a whole tone and a whole mood, and the audience always get into it, you know. And they say, "How did we not know about this?" You know, that people always say, "Oh gosh, this is amazing," because it's very, very hard to describe it. You know, it is really hard to describe it.
No, like I said, the videos I've just, you know, when I was watching, you're right, it's more theatrical, but it kind of comes, and it's like, you can kind of definitely see yourself falling into it, like
absolutely,
the words and,
like I had people dancing around the floor with me the other night. It was brilliant.
Yeah, and I mean, in terms of, you're obviously bringing it around Ireland, and the audience is obviously reacting well to it.
They are. Well, we only started last Sunday in the Stole, and we're in Tinnahealy tonight, next Sunday.
Right.
And then we're in the Draíocht, which is a place we've both played a lot and love playing there. It's a fabulous theatre and so supportive to artists, you know. And I really hope people just take a chance. You know, you're not going to be disappointed. As you say, you have a whole lot of young people there bopping.
Yeah.
You'll be bopping all night at this show. It is incredible.
And as well as that, I mean, apart from yourselves, in terms of your own history and musicianship, I mean, you've got some great musicians playing with you. Oh, my God,
you've got Ed Deane on guitar would blow your mind, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, he never ceases to amaze me how he just comes up with this incredible playing. I mean, really, like, mind-blowing. You think, oh, man, Ed has been playing, like... I mean, he must be over 70 now, but he's been playing since he was, like, professionally, since he was about 15, yeah. And then we've got Garvin Gallagher on bass, of course, played with everybody. Mary Black, Mary Coughlin, Sonny Condell. I can't even think of half the people.
Yeah, so you have a great combination of
and we actually have a fabulous drummer who works with me in my jazz trio, Dominic Mullen. Incredible musician.
Right.
So we've a lovely combination of people in the band as well, and we all get on really well, and it's a very nice vibe. And of course, Trevor is a master craftsman, and one woman said in a review the other day, she said, "I'd love to spend a day in Trevor Knight's head." because it really is like
In Trevor
I know
Knight's
what you mean,
house.
though,
I'm not sure I even want to spend the day there.
Yeah, well, there's a difference between the house and the mind, I suppose. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, that in terms of the house. Unfortunately, I'm just looking at the clock here. We're kind of coming out of time. But I want to be. This is amazing because actually I get a brochure. We get an update from Draíocht, right?
Yeah.
And actually, when you said to me about the date, I said I had to go and double check that myself. And here's the thing. That you actually are playing on the 13th in Draíocht, right? But in the not in the brochure per se, but it's a kind of a page, kind of reminder to send out to people. They actually have it down for the 20th of March. But don't worry about it. I mean, it'd be well advertised. There's a brochure that's out, so it's advertised there. Yeah. But it's just a slip because I was kind of looking down through the dates for March, and it goes like there's an item on Saturday the 8th. Then there's yourself, which would be the 13th, and then after that, then there's another event which is the 14th of March. So it was just a kind of typo in it, like. But don't worry, the date is out there and it's advertised, and they have it up in the windows. So, and we're talking about it now. Yeah. But I had to double check myself because I said, "How could you get that wrong, Jeff?"
Well, so did I. I thought.
No, fair choice. Because if you hadn't said it to me, I'd have just assumed that I was right. But that's good. Anyway, it is the 13th of March.
Jeff, you're very good.
It is at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock on the 13th of March, which is a Thursday in Draíocht. And you'll be there in all the glory, the costumes, and obviously the music.
Really engaging music. Okay. Don't be bored.
Well, we're going to play out with Leadville Polka.
Leadville Polka.
We're going to play out with that because I want to give that time after the interview. So listen, I want to thank you again, Honor Heffernan and Trevor Knight, for coming on.
Really appreciate that. No problem. Really appreciate it.
Okay, mind yourselves, and we'll see you soon.
Maybe if you want to come to the show, let us know.
Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'm going to look at my own diary, and see that. But that'll be great.
All right.
Listen, and it is the 13th.
It is the 13th. That's ingrained in my brain, Trevor.
Okay.
I have that date in my brain, in my head. Okay, listen, thanks again, lads, and we'll play out with that song.
Jeff.
Okay,
so
mind yourself.
Thank you.